Sweet. Hello people, welcome to another devlog here of my as yet untitled game, my first game for Devtober. I stayed up way too late last night working out menus, but check it out. So here it is, it's basic, but it is a main menu. You can't argue with that. The buttons work and controller support on those buttons. The mouse does do stuff, but I'm going to get rid of the mouse because of the twin stick nature of the game. So I don't need to demonstrate the quit button works, but the start game button definitely does. And you'll notice no enemies now, but there are, because I'm just working on the spawning, which we'll talk about in a minute. But you can see the improvements I've made to the user interface here. We've got, on the left hand side under our health, we've got the waves, that little staircase. We've got the number of kills and the cash. And you will work your way through waves of enemies, gathering kills and cash, and the cash will then be spent on your ammo. You can see all the different weapons on the right hand side there, they're greyed out, apart from the rattle, which is our melee weapon we start with. And you can see the ammo there. We've got 3 types of ammo that you'll use throughout the game. And we've got a pause menu here as well. We can resume, or we can go back to the main menu. And so yeah, that's where we're at with all of that. One of the other things we're looking at the moment is getting enemy spawning working. And so I've set up these 5 position 2Ds, one top left, one top right, one in the middle, one bottom left and one bottom right. And in the code then we've got a script now attached to the world. What we're basically doing is finding the closest spawning point to the player and then defining that closest spawning point here. We're just comparing the distance to the global positions of the player with each spawn point, and then finding the minimum within that array and setting that as close to spawn, so that then down here when we're spawning enemies we just check which one is the closest spawn. If the closest spawn is not that, we'll spawn stuff, but if it is that, we're not going to spawn stuff there. So that just basically ensures that the wherever the player is, if the player isn't close to the top right, then the enemies will spawn in the other 4. If they're closest to the middle, they'll spawn on the 4 edges, and you'll never get enemies spawning on your head. And this does work, because what I've set up rather jankily now is to just use the UI cancel button to run those 2 functions and spawn some test enemies. And at the moment, we are also looking at the wave number and raising 2 to the power of the wave. So wave 1 will have 2 enemies, wave 2 will have 4, wave 3 will have 8. I'm probably going to make that a little bit more complicated than just like doubling the number of enemies each wave. But for now, that's going to be good enough for us to test the functionality of it. And we're just spawning in P's at the moment. So check it out. We can demonstrate that that's actually working right now. The Y sort on the player and the weapon isn't working. The weapon used to go and hide behind the player when it was round that side. I wonder why that stopped working. Anyway, that's something for me to look at. So look, if we come up to this corner and I press UI cancel, which is just the B button on my controller at the moment. Yes, no enemies spawned here, even though there is a spawn point right here, but you will see those are the ones from the middle. And now the ones from the bottom left have caught up with us. Those will probably be from the bottom right, and then I'm guessing the ones from the top right got stuck somewhere. There they are. And lo and behold, as expected, then that's 8 enemies. If we come and stand in the middle of the level and do it again, they should just come at us from all angles. If we just wait here, there they all are. So it's working. So that much of the spawning is working, which is pretty cool. And you can see there are kills and cash going up as well. So yeah, I'll continue to work on these functions today, just expanding them out to include all the different enemies. We need a way of looking at what wave we're in and deciding which enemies come in, because I think the first wave should only be Ps. I'm actually probably quite happy with this being the first wave, although you'd notice I've put spawn A. What I'm planning on is each wave is going to actually have 3 rounds of spawning in it. So we'll have A, B and C within each wave. So I think if we do that 3 times, and maybe the third one will be a little more, like we'll do 2 the same, and then the third one will be like 1.5 times what the first 2 were. So yeah, I'll keep working on these functions today anyway, and obviously we'll take this away from the physics process, and we'll probably make some timers, I guess, that will trigger the spawning. But also this morning, as a change of direction, and because I was looking after my 2-year-old son, I did a audio recording session with him as well. So yes, my 2-year-old son is playing the role of the lead role of the game here.
Ow! Ow! Oh no! Hey!
So there's some ouch or some damaged taking sounds there.
Ow! Ow!
We've got
Oh no! Hey! Yay! Yay! Cool!
upgrades,
Yummy! Yummy!
and the yummy ones will be for when he picks up like health pickups,
Water gun!
water gun,
Slingshot!
slingshot,
Box of bricks!
box of bricks,
Little gun!
little gun,
Water balloon!
water balloon.
Game over!
Game over. And so you can see the way I've just split all of these samples, and I mean, anyone who watches Thursday Music Club will be familiar with Ableton, this software I'm using, but we're just chopping them as close as we can, giving a nice fade out on the end. And yeah, they've come out sounding pretty nice. So when it comes to doing sound, we've got our samples ready. And so the next Thursday Music Club, I don't know if it will be tomorrow or next week, we'll be writing some music for the game as well. So tune into that live stream if you want to see that process. And I think that does it for today. I want to keep these videos fairly short and sweet. And yeah, I need to just troubleshoot this Y-sort thing. This should be working. They're in a Y-sort. I think everything's exactly the same as it always was. The only difference is the main menu is no longer... Sorry, that the world is no longer the root scene the main menu is. So I don't know if anyone knows why that Y-sort might have been knocked out of place there between the player's sprite and the weapon that they're holding. Let me know. I'm confused about it. So yeah, if anyone knows why that might be happening, safe. And thank you very much for watching. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Peace.